for watching and joining us this afternoon.
The Edge with Donna and Cathy. Thank you so much. There's so many different ways you can watch. You can go to our website. You can watch icradio.media.
Right.
That stands for In Christ, by the way. We're a Christian radio station, but we're all over the place. You can also find us on channel 182 on Charter Communications.
That's right.
That's in North Alabama. And then
Abundant TV. You can add that on your television. If you have a smart TV, you can add it. It's Abundant TV, like you do the Hulu and all that, Netflix or whatever. You can actually add it on there.
That's on Roku.
And it's free.
Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. So anyway, we're going to hold on to you and just hug you. But thank you for watching, because we're in the kitchen again. We're on the farm in Geraldine, Alabama. We're on 38 acres of land. This is the farm kitchen, and we are going to make a chicken salad. Oh, it's so good in sandwiches. And to think about this, there's no really set recipe, so it's actually whatever you got the most of, whatever you have available. So we're going to start out actually with chicken. Well, actually what I'm going to start out with is actually the grapes. Now, if you don't like grapes, you don't have to put those in, but let's go ahead and try that. So let me move this here. Let's grab our knife.
Okay.
And by the way, that's something my grandmother taught me a long time ago. When you're handing a knife to someone, hand it to them that way so that they have the handle.
Really?
Yeah, it's just.
I never knew that.
Say you wanted to borrow the knife. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
And then you want to hand it back to me, but then you turn it around and hold it this way.
Okay.
You hold it, be careful with the tip.
Like that.
And then you would just hand it to me this way.
And we washed our hands, by the way, with soap and water.
I've only washed mine 4 times, I think, last month. So what I want to do, now there's no set way. I've got my grapes right here, and this, I love this little cutting. I have a big, huge cutting board, but this one is just perfect. And so what I'm doing, I've washed them really well. And by the way, when you buy your produce or your own produce and you pull it out of the freezer, don't wash it until you're ready to use it. Just don't wash it until you're ready to use it, because what it'll do,
it helps it, doesn't it? It
helps it to stay fresher. So if I buy the grapes, and going ahead, and by the way, these are seedless grapes. That's important too. Seedless grapes go in this.
Oh yeah, that would not be good if you had a big old seed.
I don't want to have to pick them out. Not at all. Now I've used probably, I don't know, it's probably about 20 of these. Again, there's no set recipe to this. Just do it the way you want to do it. You can cut them in half like I'm doing right now. You can cut them in quarters if you'd rather have the smaller bits. But this is good. And this kind of makes me think of the recipe at the Hatter Cafe. Now theirs was super good.
Yes, it was
so
good.
Love that. So of course I get anything chicken. Any of the restaurants I go to that are our sponsors, we love to deal with our sponsors, by the way.
Okay, and Donna, I have to ask this: what all did you use for your prep? Okay.
Okay. So
how many grapes? That was about 8 grapes, 6 grapes.
That's about 20 grapes.
Right there.
And you can use more or less, just up to you, whatever you want to use.
Okay.
And so I'm going to get the bigger ones. And I'm going to cut them. Let them be more like quarter size, because I don't want a great old big grape.
Right.
When I bite into it, although it's good that way. I like big old grapes, but not everybody does. So let's go ahead and cut those up. Okay, now I've got the grapes, and we're going to go ahead and put them into a bowl right here. This is our stainless steel bowl that we got with us right here. Then the next thing I'm going to do is cut up the chicken. Now you can use, and by the way, the Albertville Foodland Plus has awesome store brand chicken that comes in the can.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So that's what we've got.
That saves a lot of time, because you don't have to boil the chicken and cut it up and all that, right?
Right. So this is something you do really quick. Let's say you're tired, you come in from church and on Wednesday night, and you're just tired. You know, I come in from work, I'm tired. This is something super quick. Now it's going to take a little bit longer because we're talking in between. But this is something I promise you can put this together without talking. You can put this together in about 10 minutes or less.
Oh yeah, that's great.
It's super fast.
That is great.
Now, if it comes in the can, it's already pretty much well chopped up. Now, you can use a chicken breast. I prefer the white meat in this. So, this is chicken breast, by the way. And by the way, getting this store brand chicken is going to be just about $1.50 less than the national brand.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
So my little chopping, so I'm going to just kind of chop it just like this. I don't want great big
Oh yeah,
huge
and it's
pieces.
really soft too when you get it in the can.
Yeah.
It helps, doesn't it? It helps cut it up finer, doesn't it?
But what I've done is I've drained it, Cathy.
Right.
So it comes with a little liquid, and that just kind of, keeps it soft and that kind of thing. I don't believe in wasting anything.
But that drains it.
And yeah, so I want to drain it out. Now don't pressure drain it with your hands. Don't do that. That's going to make it. You want it a little moist. Okay?
You're right.
So just as much as you can. Get off.
Right. So like with tuna, you just kind of leave the lid on there and drain it, and then
just kind of like
and then it's done.
And that's good enough. Okay. Now we got smaller pieces. Okay, let's see.
You're setting our little timer. There we go.
Yeah, you have to kind of lift up.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and pour that into the bowl. And by the way, this is going to make about 6 to 8 sandwiches. That's hard to believe because I'm adding some really neat stuff in it.
Yeah, that's really good.
Okay, and then Cathy, you can put that in the
All
sink.
right, I sure will.
We'll get that in the way, and then we're going to get this out of the way too. All right. And so we're just going to kind of leave the knife. I'll just put him right here. Now another thing I'm adding is just about a teaspoon of shallots. And this is kind of between an onion and garlic. And I really like this. Now Phil likes onions, okay, but they kind of stay with it, if you know what I mean.
Right.
So he actually likes this.
I was fixing to say, if you don't have that, could you just add about a teaspoon of maybe sweet onions?
Yeah, you could do that.
That would probably give it a sweet flavor, wouldn't it?
Garlic. You put a little bit of garlic in there.
Yeah.
And that's good as well.
Okay.
So let's go ahead. Do I have a big spoon? Here it is.
Okay.
So just with these ingredients, I'll just kind of fluff them up a little bit in my bowl. Okay. So here we go. I'll put that in there. And see how it smells good too. Now you can add some garlic salt. You can do
Oh, that does smell good.
all kinds of real good. It's the shallot or the garlic, whatever you prefer. And and by the way, if you use garlic, I'll tell you a really easy way to crush it.
Use I wanted to say to use minced garlic powder, or
You
fresh
can use
garlic.
minced garlic. Now the fresh, if you want the fresh, I'll tell you a really easy way to take it out of its little
Mhm.
sleeve. It's kind of this little plastic looking sleeve
Right.
that nature gives it.
Right.
All you've got to do is put it down on your countertop or on your board like I had there just a few minutes ago. Put it there on the bottom and just get your hand and just crush it, and it takes it right out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Good way to do garlic. And now this again is the shallot came out of the garden, okay? And so what I do is I chop them up and I put them in the freezer and I put them in little small pieces, and that way when I want just a little bit for something like that, I'm done. Okay, now this is what I want to do. I'll go ahead and put the pecans in there. You can use any kind of nuts. Hazelnuts are really good.
Right.
Almonds are really good too. The slithered almonds is what I like to use, and I use almonds in here.
Okay.
Okay, now what I've done, I've got this little contraption that I use, and what it does is it grinds coffee. And so I put herbs and stuff like that into that little thing, and even my
and it
pecans.
grinds it.
See?
Yeah.
I want it to be little bitty tiny pieces that go in here, and that's what you got right here. And it's about a quarter cup.
Right.
You can add
Or you
more.
can, I actually, you know what I do? It's a quick way, I guess. Cheap way, and it's quick. I just throw them in a little Ziploc sandwich bag and crush them with a cup.
I was going to say you go.
I just crush them with a cup. I take a cup and crush them. Okay, but you got to be careful on that because you can break your cup on the counter. So be careful.
Be careful with that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Or you can also just put them in a food processor.
Oh,
And
really?
that's generally I do that a
Yeah,
lot.
you can do that.
When I've just had a bunch of pecans and I've already cracked them and I've got whole pieces and I know I'm going to use a bunch of them in salads and stuff like that, I'll just put a whole bunch of them in the food processor and then throw them
That's
in
a
the
good
freezer and
idea.
they're already done. I don't have to do that anymore.
That's a good
So
idea.
that's really good. Now, you can use more or less pecans. It's up to you. We usually use quite a bit. But if you have, let's say, your grandparents come over and maybe they have dentures.
Right.
It's going to be a lot easier for them to eat this salad if you had the pecans cut up in little pieces.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people with dentures, they don't eat nuts and
Yeah, it's kind of.
things that have a lot of too much texture, I guess, right?
But this will be easy for them to eat if you want to do that. You want to make some sandwiches for Grandma and Grandpa. Okay. We like to put a little bit of cheese in ours too. So this is extra sharp cheddar. Okay. Now let me tell you something about buying cheese. Now you can buy the block. and the block is good. And so you can actually, do your own
shredded cheese.
Yeah, you can do your own shredded cheese. The only thing about buying it shredded, and I did because actually the shredded was cheaper this week than the block was.
Yeah.
So I go by the per ounce price. Okay?
Right.
That's how you shop and get the best price. So this was actually a bit cheaper this way. But it's a little drier and it'll dry out quicker than if you bought the block.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
So this is about a little bit, probably about a little bit over a third cup. It's not quite a half cup of cheese. So I'm going to put that in there. And don't waste cheese. You know how I am.
No, we don't want to mess up these bowls either. These are real Blue Willow.
Oh, yeah.
And I love Blue Willow. If y'all know anything about dishes, Blue Willow, Mikasa, all those. Mikasa was a later name, but Blue Willow is just such beautiful. Oh, if you ever find it at a yard sale,
Shepherd's Cove Thrift
get
Shop.
it. Get it.
You want to go ahead and buy that.
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
Now, we got to have something that binds all of this together, okay? Otherwise, it's going to flake away. It's going to get on your plate and all that. So you want something to bind it and keep it together. Now, you can do whatever you prefer. We happen to like about a tablespoon, about a tablespoon of mustard.
Okay.
And then we're going with just about a tablespoon and a half of mayonnaise and then 2 tablespoons of sour cream.
Sour cream? Really?
That's the trick right there. It's the sour cream. Mayonnaise is good alone. I like it that way.
Right.
Too. But the sour cream actually adds
I
to the taste.
never put sour cream in my chicken salad.
Mm.
Which I don't make much chicken salad, but I'm going to make it after this.
Yeah, you'll like
this is a really good recipe.
You're going to love this.
This is easy. Easy breezy.
Now, another thing you can do is if you would like, let's say, ranch dressing.
Right.
Dry ranch dressing mix, you can put some of that in there. As a matter of fact, Kathy, look in that cabinet right up there, and you'll probably see a bunch of packets of dry mix.
Okay.
And, there it is.
Ranch.
Yeah, there we go. And so this gives it an extra flavor.
And you use any brand of that.
And
Walmart
this is the store
brand.
brand. Yeah, this is store brand. And it's like 50 cents versus, like
$1.50, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So here we go. Let's add a little bit of that
But
ranch.
McCormick's is really good too, actually.
It's super good.
But now I think that would be Hidden Valley Ranch that makes ranch dressing mix, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But this is the store brand. And so I'm adding just a little bit. See how I measure?
About a tablespoon?
A little bit over a tablespoon.
Yeah.
So not quite a tablespoon and a half, so we can put that over there. And so here I am. I'm mixing all of it together now. Here we go.
This looks really good, Donna.
Now you can salt and pepper it to taste. Now let me tell you this. If you've used the ranch dressing mix, you're not going to use as much.
Let the phone go. There it goes.
There we go.
There it goes.
And so I like to not use as much salt if I've used the ranch salad, the dry mix.
Do you add pepper to it sometimes?
I love pepper in it. But I'll tell you what I do. Some people like a lot of pepper, like me. I use a lot of pepper for myself. So Phil always says, "Well, you putting a little bit of food on that pepper." So just to sprinkle it for other people, just a little bit, just to have a little bit of a taste. On my sandwich, though, I'm going to heap it on there because I love lots of pepper. Now, I'm not even going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of salt in this because of the ranch salad.
I was fixing to say, that's a lot of, it's already got sodium in it, doesn't it? Yeah.
So, that's Blue Willow, by the way.
Yep.
And so here I am mixing it together. And I'm going to, now a good cook always tastes first, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to get a little taste and see.
Now, what is this right here you have?
Oh, I'm going to tell you about that slaw.
Oh, I want to know about that.
Lord,
that's
have
the surprise
mercy.
over there.
I'm going to show you how to make that. Is good stuff right there. Okay, so we mix it up good. You don't have to just keep mixing.
Right.
Okay, Kathy, I want you to be the taste tester.
Okay, let me taste. Now, I don't like salt normally. A lot of people love salt. They extra salt. I'm not one of those, so I'm glad you didn't put a lot of salt in it.
Does it need anything?
No, it's delicious, y'all. Oh my God.
The easiest thing in the whole wide world to make.
Something's giving it like this sweet, good flavor.
It's probably the grapes in the.
I could eat that on a bed of lettuce or crackers.
Yeah.
We don't have to be a sandwich.
Put it on pita bread. You
that
could-
would be so good.
Oh yeah, you can actually get a fajita. I've done
Right.
this before. Get a fajita, put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds, okay? Just enough to heat
Right.
it. And then make a fajita and put that in it.
Oh, it's delicious,
Yummy.
y'all.
Yummy. It's like really super good. Now, I'm going to show you how to plate it. Okay, we're going to get that out of the way, and that out of the way, and that out of the way. Well, I'll need pepper, but you will. So
You
what
need a
I'm
bun?
gonna do- Let's get a couple of buns out.
Right.
And I'm going to go ahead and stick this over here to the side.
Let me undo the buns here.
I'm left-handed, so what I've done is I've tied it a particular way.
The
When a right-handed
opposite.
person comes around me, they're like, "What did you just do?"
Yeah. Okay, so we put our buns on there.
And open
Okay.
it. Now, sometimes I toast it, and let me tell you what you can do. A good toasted bun is to get real butter. Okay, Kathy, you need to kind of get.
I need to move over a little
Yeah,
bit.
because
That's what I was
advertisers
thinking.
are hiding you.
Yeah, I was trying to slide back towards you.
We can't hide this beautiful
I thought
face.
a minute ago I was thinking, okay, she thinks I'm like hanging on to her here, but it's because I was
Tell me
trying
I'm
to
forgetting
get it
something.
see in the picture. Yeah.
Kathy, am I forgetting something?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to tell me? So anyway, here we go. And so let's go ahead and put some on the bun. Oh, toasting. That's what we were going to talk about. Okay.
With real butter.
Real butter, the real thing, okay?
Right.
And then on the other piece of bread, and you can do it on both sides if you want to, get some garlic and go ahead and break that garlic like we talked about, hitting it, with a knife down on your cabinet or whatever you got. And what you want to do is get that garlic and gently put it here, and you make you some garlic bread. It gives a really good flavor.
I'm still tasting the chicken salad.
And then
Oh,
you know
it's
what
so
you want to do? Put it, put it in your toaster or oven or whatever you use and toast it. Oh, do you know a real good hack for toasting bread?
What?
When you got butter on it,
Right.
Nobody ever puts butter in the toaster.
Right,
Yeah,
because
on
it
your
would start a
bread.
fire.
Well,
Don't do that.
and it slides out, and it goes in the bottom, and it gets
Yeah.
ugly, and it smells, and you'll never get that smell out.
Right.
Do you know that you can actually get your toaster, and instead of it sitting up like this, put it this way,
Are you turning on its side?
turn it on its side,
I didn't know
Yep.
that.
and go ahead and put your butter on there. So
Oh,
it'll
is
start
that
melting.
on the other side?
That's a hack. And then it'll toast it without the butter falling down in the toaster.
Right.
So there's a hack.
I have to say this, y'all. When she told me she was going to do a canned chicken salad, I thought,
I saw
that's
her note.
disgusting. I was thinking, I've never used canned chicken for chicken salad.
You will
But
now.
this is wonderful.
But let me tell you another good way to do this.
It's really
If you get chicken and grill it,
Mm-hmm.
do it outside, and put it on the grill, and then chop that grilled
Then
chicken. It
that's
gives it another
the
dimension.
smoke flavor.
You get you smoky.
My husband would love
You
that.
get another
Because
dimension.
he loves smoke flavor. He loves anything cooked on the
Now
grill.
this is yours.
Okay.
And let me tell you about the slaw though before you
Okay.
Okay, so this is slaw that will keep for about a month.
Really?
So here's what you do.
Okay, can y'all see that? It's colorful.
It's beautiful, and when you're going to gatherings or whatever, you don't have to worry about it. It's not going to, you know how especially in the summertime, you got a picnic and stuff like that, you have to be concerned about anything that has mayonnaise in it.
Yes.
Is it going to get food poisoned, whatever? This will not. Now I used apple cider vinegar in this, so I got a cabbage head.
Wow.
And then I grated it. Okay, you can use your food processor for that, and I also put some carrots in it. You can omit the carrots if you want to. And it
And
has
just too slaw.
yeah. And it's got a little garlic in it, a little bit of onion mixed up really, really fine. So that's in there. So this is what you do. So you'll get a cup of water.
Cup
and
of
the
water.
cup of either white vinegar or apple cider vinegar. Now this one has the apple cider vinegar in it. So it's going to be a little stronger taste.
But that's really good for your stomach,
It's
isn't
good
it?
for
Isn't
your
that what
gut.
they say?
It's good for you. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
So you'll do that, and what you'll do is get the ingredients, the liquid ingredients,
Right.
put those on the stove until it boils. Oh, you want to add about a half teaspoon of salt and about 2 tablespoons of sugar.
Okay,
So
yeah.
it's got a little bit of
Gives
sugar
it a
in
sweet
there
taste,
too.
yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
And it kind of balances because you've got that vinegar in there that's going to be a stout taste. And then that's going to kind of give it a balance effect. So you want to get the water mixture and put that on the stove, boil it until you're not cooking it, only until the sugar dissolves.
Oh, really?
So it'll start boiling about half a minute or so.
Okay.
And you've already got this grated up, okay? Then what you're going to do, I think we got a fly in here that loves to
Yeah,
smell the
it's
vinegar.
because we're in the country.
We are in the country. So what you'll do is you'll boil that, and then what you're going to do is mix all of this together. And the older it gets, the better it tastes.
Really?
Now you can put
probably because that vinegar, the slaw
pickles
probably
it.
just I was fixing to say just absorbs it, doesn't it? The slaw.
The thing about it is it never lasts a month here.
Wow.
And because we put it on sandwiches and we put it on everything.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just going to tell you, it's a powerful taste if you use apple cider, which is what I've done. But you can use just regular white vinegar and it tastes good too.
Now, do you put that on the sandwich?
Put it on top.
Really? It's kind of like a slaw. What do they call those?
Slaw
Slaw dogs or whatever.
So what's that? What's
Some
the
people
song
put
now?
slaw on their
The
corn-
Kentucky Headhunters.
on the hot dogs and
Have you ever heard the
Kentucky
Kentucky Headhunters?
Headhunters.
They had a song, slaw burger fry, and a bottle of pop. It's in one of their songs. And yeah, that's where I got the idea for this. Actually, is from the Kentucky Headhunters.
Yeah.
So what you'll do, and it's best to use a fork. So let's go.
Okay.
Let's get a fork at it.
Have a fork.
And because the fork is going to drain some of this. You don't
Oh,
want to.
gotcha. You don't want it. You don't want the liquid,
Well,
right?
you can, and some people actually like it that way.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing. I'm
Right.
just that I want as much of this out as I can. So
Okay.
here I'm kind of pressing it, and it won't take much now. And so there you go. And you just put it on top. And so that's got
Wow.
dill weed in it, and that dill weed.
Can you actually? Can you?
put salt and pepper?
I was fixing to say, can you actually do your slaw on the side too, because it's got color.
Mhm.
So like you could actually put a little slaw on the side.
Yeah. You want to do yours that way?
Yeah, do mine with the slaw on the side.
All right. And again, you want to drain it, okay?
Okay.
So
Now
let's
she's
go
doing
ahead.
mine.
Mhm.
All right.
All right, and again, you can toast it if you want to do it. That's really good too. Now, if you're going to toast it, kind of lightly toast it, and because that way it's not so hard to eat, especially for your grandma and grandpa.
Right. And while she's making that sandwich, I want to tell y'all, if you look, oh my goodness, Baker Farms. Don't forget the second Saturday of every month. It's only $175, 4 hours of knowledge. You can learn about gardening tips. She'll tell you how to save your seeds, plant tomatoes, do your shrubs. You name it, it's going to be just a very knowledgeable, informative class of Cheryl Baker at Baker Farms, and that's in Mentone, Alabama. So call at 256-254-9464 and be sure and to reserve your spot. Okay, she's only going to do this the second Saturday of every month.
Now, another thing,
I'm excited about that.
Cheryl can only fit in like 20 people, okay? So you really need to reserve your spot. You really
Right.
do.
Or she'll have to put y'all probably to the next
Yeah,
month. But
she'll
it's
have
going
to
to be
put
worth it. Well worth it. Me and Donna are both going to be there. Donna said she's
I'm
going to
going
get
all
everyone.
Because I'm afraid I'll miss something.
Well,
I'm so excited.
I don't want to miss, but I can't miss my son's ball games.
Oh,
So
yeah.
my son will be playing his last year of college basketball. So hopefully I'll be attending those. Now, you had talked about in one show. We talked about this, Donna. While we're here, we have our lunch ready.
Okay, I'm gonna put food a little in my pepper. Okay. I want a lot of pepper.
Okay. Okay. Let me swipe
Oh, and I
this
forgot
on
to
over
tell you
here.
about the slaw. I did actually some dill seeds. I put about a tablespoon of dill seeds in that slaw, and it tastes good. And gives it almost a dill pickle taste, almost.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, so I'm glad. See, I love sweet pickles. My husband loves dip pickles.
So you'd probably
my children love dip pickles.
You could eliminate that part.
Yeah, I would actually do sweet pickles, or probably in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but this is going to be a great lunch. So I am amazed because it looks delicious
It's
and
easy.
it
It looks
tastes
complicated.
wonderful.
It's not complicated.
Oh yeah, this is wonderful. On one of our shows, we had talked about saving your cabbage, the little core, right, in the cabbage. So tell us what you've done here.
All right, now you
And
don't
show
have
them.
to-
I'm going to slide this over so they can see, Donna.
So
So
you
you can
don't
show them.
have to save the whole core, okay? You can
Right.
save just a little bit of it. And what you want is that bottom part, okay? Now this has been in here for just about 3 days, and I made some slaw. You see it right here. That's what I made. Now you don't want to saturate it in water, okay? You want just enough water
On the
just
bottom.
on the very bottom,
Right.
but enough to where the core right here is going to feed from it. And what's going to happen in just about another week, this is going to have roots on it. And then what I'm going to do after that, so don't throw anything away. Okay, so we paid about $2, because everything's went up in price, because I didn't plant cabbage. So, but I'm gonna now, because I've already got to start right here. So what I'm going to do is when this starts growing some roots, and you can already see some little bitty tiny things.
Okay, so it doesn't do it like overnight. It takes a few
weeks. It takes about a week.
About a week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But again, now don't just fill it and top it with water.
Just a little bit.
You want this to stay dry just a little bit on the very top of it. Okay. So just down in the bottom, and I put it in an old Cool Whip thing right here. And by this is Albertville Foodland Plus. It's their brand of everything I get. And so then what I'll do, and see how it's already started something right there?
Right.
That's sprouting out right there too.
That's like a little seed.
Yeah, it's like a seed.
Wow.
So a lot of times you throw stuff away, you throw scraps away. Don't do that, because you can make food, and I'm making my $2 back and more. Because what I'm going to do, in just about a week, we'll have another show. And I'll just kind of, not a whole show on it, but I just want you to see the progress.
See how it's growing.
Yeah. Then what I'm going to do is get a big kind of a planter, okay? And then I'm going to fill it, I'm going to have some perlite in it. You know, perlite helps absorb the mixture of water, rain, whatever you're going to use. And then we use some really good dirt and some real good compost. Okay, we make our own compost here.
And you're going to make your own cabbage.
My own cabbages. So what I'll do, once this thing starts growing get some roots on it, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and fill it up with the dirt mixture that I'm going to use.
In that little bowl?
No.
Oh, in a pot.
A big pot.
Okay, a big pot.
Now make sure your pot's got a drainage hole in the bottom of it. Sometimes you'll go to a store and you'll buy a pretty thing and it won't have holes in the bottom.
You can take and drill a little hole in the bottom.
You can drill. Just make sure it's got at least one big one or a bunch of little ones. Okay?
Right.
And what I mean by a pot about this big, one big one, it needs to be about 1.5 inches. Or maybe 5 small ones. Either way it works.
And it needs to be at least as deep as that, which is about 2 inches, right?
At least.
About 2 or 3 inches deep. Then.
And then what you'll do, now you'll just you won't even cover this part.
Okay.
What you're going to do, just like I've done in this water, you're just going to set it on top of the dirt.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll have some little roots in
it.
So
you don't cover it up with dirt. You just set it on top.
Set it on top. And then what's going to happen?
And then the roots take off through the soil, right?
And then what's going to happen? You're going to have about 5 cabbages coming out of here.
Oh my goodness.
And then what
That's
you'll do,
fantastic.
now you'll kind of look at it, don't take it out of its dirt, okay, because that's its new home, okay, it won't leave. If you take it out of its new home, it will never work. So you're going to have some of these are going to start getting dead. And what you'll do is just kind of tear those off, but be very gentle when you're doing that, okay? If you've got any scissors of some sort you could use, that would be good. So, a minute.
We're running out of time.
Okay. So as it's growing, you'll take these off, okay?
Right.
And you're going to have 5 cabbages coming out of that. Then you'll save all the little bottoms to them. And that's going to wind up with 25 cabbages.
That's amazing.
25.
That's from one.
From one. Then you just keep going at it.
Wow. That's
then
awesome.
Pretty soon you'll have 25 times 5. It's going to be 125 cabbages.
Okay, so I have a question that we will answer on another show because we're running out of time today. The quick question is, when I planted tomatoes and then I clipped them for fall, I had one that didn't produce anymore. But I saw little green leaves twigging out. Well, I moved it from that planter to a pot, and now it looks like it's dying. So she's going to give us the answer on the next show.
We'll be right back with that. Thank you so much for watching The Edge with Donna and Cathy.
Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
We know that you could be doing anything else. You're watching us right now. If you have any suggestions, something you would like for us to talk about, if I don't know what it is, I'll research. Or I will go with some of my friends who are in gardening. I'll go with Cheryl Baker and say, hey, Cheryl, we had a question on whatever. And she'll answer it for us. Thank you again so much.
And we'll see you next time, 1 o'clock right here.
Absolutely. You take care. We love you bunches.